one more time.
And welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone, coming to you live from Beaverton, Oregon. It is March 31st, 2015. Almost 4 o'clock on the West Coast with 7 o'clock back east. We have a lot to talk about on the Spicy Sports Show tonight. We have the Final Four for NCAA basketball. We have Wisconsin. We have Kentucky. We have Michigan State. And we have Duke. 4 of the greatest programs in college basketball. And again, some great elite matchups. I'm going to cover that. And I'm going to give you my pick to win it all of those 4 remaining because my bracket's busted. On the NBA, we're going to talk about the Houston Rockets, how James Harden should be the MVP after a great performance, even though they lost last night against Toronto, why they should be the MVP. Intern Jake has other suggestions, but he's going to talk about that later. And, of course, we are going to be talking about, for my final segment, why everybody should be watching, everyone should at least watch the movie Whiplash. That's a pretty good movie. And on top of that, we're going to have a brand new guest on the show. First time ever having his own segment. I am very excited for that. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. College basketball. Great games going on last night, or over the weekend. It looks I was in Miami during those games, and it was incredible watching them on television. Let's just start off with the first one, Arizona and Wisconsin, 2 teams that last season played in the same Elite Eight. Wisconsin was the 2 seed, Arizona the 1 seed, and Wisconsin went on to win that game. This second time, everyone thought Arizona was the favorite, but Wisconsin, wow, they are the team to beat, and you can see why. Frank Kaminsky having a great game, 29 points and 6 rebounds. And, of course, Sam Decker, or should we call him Sam Dagger, he hit 5 of Wisconsin's 10 three-pointers in the second half on his way to his second straight career high of 27 points. And, again, Kaminsky with 29 as Wisconsin advances, beating Arizona 85-78 to reach consecutive Final Fours for the first time in school history. The Wildcats got twice within 5 points in the last 2.5 minutes, but both times Decker connected on arcing three-pointers, narrowly beating the shot clock for the first one. DJ McConnell, who after the game said he was disappointed and was sorry that Sean Miller couldn't take Sean Miller to the Final Four. For me, that's a nice thing in sports. I mean, look, we're all competitive, and when it comes down to it, the fact that DJ McConnell essentially called Sean Miller his dad and was disappointed, that's the hard part in sports. Like, obviously, you see the nice wins, and it's great. But, of course, the other side of the NCAA tournament is you see the heartbreaking losses, which for Arizona, 2 Elite Eights in a row, unable to get to the Final Four. For most programs, again, 34-4 is not a bad record when you look at it, especially in Pac-12 play. Arizona was amazing and pretty much blowing through the regular season and the conference tournament. And again, have the first couple rounds, no problem. And then again, they just run into a Wisconsin team who had to be perfect. It's almost perfect from three-point range to get out of the Elite Eight. And it's honestly, for me, for Wisconsin, again, it's their second consecutive Final Four appearance. What does this mean for Wisconsin? I mean, look, they're going to play Kentucky. And Kentucky is the same team. Well, they're the same team that was, if they played in the Final Four, Kentucky came out on top of Wisconsin. So we'll see what happens in this game. So moving on to the next game that I'm going to talk about, Notre Dame and Kentucky. This game was deemed to be a blowout early. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm actually going to take a short break. We'll be right back on the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Cerrone on Speaker Radio.
That's why I'm biting off the mommies like a Marty McFly. So call me Johnny B. Good, cause I'm ahead of my time. But I don't rock a 6-string, this mic is working just fine. I be shooting game like a Washington bullet. And we them KSI kids, you know we came here to rule it. My motor mouth is so hot that I've been sipping on coolant. This tank is never running out cause I can always refuel it. Got my head up in the clouds like my name was Manu. I'm thinking about these so-called rappers and their passion pursuits. It got me feeling like arenas almost ready to shoot. If getting money's really evil, you can call me the Root. Style so hot you gotta lose your shoes. We be be all up in your grill when we feed you the news. So if the hustle is alarming, then you gotta hit snooze. Cause I'm running in a race that I just won't lose. I'm a sucker for 40 freight cars, won't clean, watching side wars. Living out my dream, that's what I'm living for. B4, stepping out the back door. Hit him with another hit to make him hit the floor more. I saw two unimagined stats on the scoreboard. Check my status on the F-book console. My baby asked me if she could get an encore. Encore's main course, I ain't even got a trip. I do slip to ever slip. Hold up in it like a gap for nip. And I'm equipped with the kit to make the beat go bump, bump. Party people in the bass, jump, jump. C to the S to the W, L. All up in it like a lion for kill. And I'm a town with the skill to make the beat go bump, bump. Whole wide world go jump, jump. Like a riot squad, internalize the energy like lightning rods. We take advantage of the rhythm like a sabotage, and staying right up at your reach like a phenomenal jump shot. Rock the meter till it's sounding mad sick. Party people, we just wanna see you get drastic. Working the components of an instant classic. Got the people buying platinum, but they're paying for plastic. We the kind of kids that kick it off the cuff. This is like a burner that never gets buffed. We the kind of kids that keep it coming on time. Isn't it apparent that I'm always getting mine? And if the sun don't shine, and if the bird don't sing, and if the lucky don't strike tonight, I'm still so alive, 'cause I'm always getting mine. And if the world laughs at me, and if my heart gets dirty, and even though I run sometimes, I'm still shining bright, 'cause I'm always getting mine. Bring a little, make it spin out the word. When the skill will make the beat go bump, bump. DP will make you cover up your ashtray.
Okay, and welcome back to the Spicy Sports Show with Sam Stern on Spreaker Radio, coming to you live from Beaverton, Oregon. I do apologize for a little bit of delay there. So let's get right to it. Notre Dame and Kentucky. Wow, what a game that was between these two programs. I mean, Notre Dame, again, they were overall my pick to get to the Final Four because they blew through the ACC, beating North Carolina and Duke on their way to the ACC championship. And of course, they run into the better team in Kentucky. Look, Notre Dame wasn't given much of a chance to begin with, but they were out on fire. It was a close one in the first half. For Zach August, the center, 6'10" for Notre Dame, had a great game, 20 points and 9 rebounds, but there was really no answer for Karl Anthony Towns, who could potentially be number 1 overall pick, maybe Julia Okafor. One of those two are going to be really good. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals and a block for Towns. He was in foul trouble early throughout the game, so that created a lot of spacing for Zach August. And for Notre Dame, they're a team that really likes to space the ball. And it was really tough for their shooters. For Towns, it was super easy to get through, no problem. Again, he had 25 points on the night. And it was a close game, 68-66, Kentucky getting to the Final Four. Again, they're going to face a great Wisconsin team. And for Notre Dame, again, this is one of the greatest seasons for Notre Dame, their first Elite Eight since 1979. So that's a pretty long time. Digger Phelps was the coach back then, so if you know that, that's a really long time. And once again, the Harrison brothers come clutch late. Andrew Harrison made 2 free throws with 6 seconds remaining, and of course the unbeaten Wildcats made their last 9 shots of the game. Last 11 minutes of the game, they had 9 shots. They made them all. While Notre Dame, on the other hand, could not score on their final 3 possessions of the game, 0 of 3 in the turnover, after scoring 17 of its first 23 second-half possessions. So, again, this is going to be a great matchup between Wisconsin and Kentucky. What I'm looking forward to is the matchup between Frank Kaminsky and Karl Anthony Towns. That matchup is going to be great simply because they're two of the best players in the game in college basketball right now. What I'm going to be interested to see, because Kaminsky is a guy that's essentially a 7-footer that can stretch it out to the three-point line, whereas Karl Anthony Towns doesn't really guard that. He does not really come out too much. He's mostly down on the low block. So for me, seeing that matchup, that's going to be impressive. And Sam Dekker, again, we know what he's capable of doing, but the fact that he had a ridiculous shot against Arizona, he had a longer arc than I do, which is saying something if you've seen me ever play basketball. That arc was beautiful, and it went through no problem. So with regard to Sam Dekker, whether it be the Harrison twins or whether it be Lyles, that's going to be a really tough matchup because he's an athletic wing player. So I'm excited to see that. And then, of course, the guard play for Wisconsin, who's always plays methodical, versus the Harrison brothers, Andrew and Aaron, who play really well together. So I'm going to be really excited to see that matchup. And of course, we go on to the matchup that did not include a number one seed in it. Michigan State and Louisville. Michigan State going on to win 76-70 in overtime. For Tom Izzo, this is Michigan State's 7th Final Four appearance. 7th. That's pretty crazy. And the last time, well, 8. Let's be honest, it's 8, but 7 under Tom Izzo. And for Michigan State, this is a team that, if you look at their schedule back in the middle of maybe February, when they were losing to Big Ten teams that weren't that good, honestly, they lost to Illinois. And I thought at this point, there's no way Michigan State is a team that's going to get to the NCAA tournament. But you look at what Tom Izzo could do in March. He always turns it up a couple notches. And with veteran leadership, when you have Denzel Valentine, who played phenomenal, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists on the night, it's pretty amazing to see that this is going to be a good team, and that Duke, who beat Gonzaga 66-52 in the other Elite Eight matchup, this is going to be a really tough matchup for Duke. Again, Michigan State does not have the size as Duke, but their senior leadership, and with Travis Trice playing an absolute great game at 17 points in the night, that's going to be impressive. On the other hand, for Louisville, this is a team that overall was not shooting well at all. This is probably one of the worst Louisville shooting teams of all time. And it showed over the weekend 35% from the field, near 36. And again, they had a chance to win it. They blew it. And so now the Spartans are going to the Final Four. And of course, finally, Duke and Gonzaga, the last matchup. For Duke, it's a freshman-laden team. This is a team that really is not a typical Krzyzewski team. Normally, they are senior-laden. Normally, they have 3 or 4 seniors, especially a good shooter. And for Krzyzewski, they're really playing Wijulu Okafor, who, again, could be the number 1 overall pick come the NBA draft. He played phenomenal. But the key to this game, Matt Jones, scoring 16 points. Most of them were from 3. I think he was 4-4 for 3-point range. So that's pretty impressive. And again, Okafor played Karnowski tough inside. Karnowski had foul trouble early, which is why he didn't score so much. By the time he got in the second half, they got him going a little bit. But Duke plays a similar way as Wisconsin. They play methodical down the stretch. They use up a lot of the clock. They dump it into Okafor. And Justice Winslow also played well. And Tyus Jones scoring 15 points on the night. Now, with that win, Krzyzewski